So we're back out in the garden at Northlodge, and I get simply dozens of messages every single day from people asking me rose related questions, obviously being a David Austin Roses expert. Now, most of the questions that I get asked are about growing roses in pots. Most of you are trying to grow roses in containers, and this one here is the Country Parson, released a couple of years ago by David Austin Roses. This one lives up here in the meadow by the summer house permanently in this large terracotta pot. Now, being in a pot means it receives an awful lot of water, and by heavily watering a plant during the growing season, unfortunately a lot of the more sensitive trace elements are often completely leached and washed through the soil. So I treat large planters like this one here as I would do any other garden plant that was actually planted in the ground. And what I've done is I've gone over this pot and I've just removed the top 4 inches of soil, given it a good weed. There were 1 or 2 little seedlings coming up in here, some rosebay, willow herb and other bits and pieces that have been discarded. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give this its spring feed using the eco mix that I use everywhere else in the garden from Eco Sustainable Solutions. I'm now, like I would do a bed or a border, I'm going to apply 4 inches worth of this to the top of the pot. You have to bear in mind, if you're doing this with roses and you have a grafted rose, please do not bury the graft beneath the eco mix. Much as this will slowly biodegrade over the next 4, 5, 6, 7 months, and that will drop, you don't want to be burying the graft of your roses underneath any form of soil. So as I say, all I'm going to do now with my compost scoop is I'm simply going to give it a good 4-inch layer of soil across the top using this eco mix, and this is its feed for this particular season. This is going to give it absolutely everything it needs, same as if it was in a bed or a border growing in the garden. So this is something you can get out and do in the month of April. And now, instead of leaching the nutrients through the soil as you water heavily over the summer, this organic matter is now on the surface of the soil, and as you water heavily over the coming months, May, June, July and August, as it's really hot, those nutrients are in turn going to be brought down to the roots of the plant where it needs it the most. Now, of course, once you've had your first flush of flowers, normally by the end of July, you can give it a liquid feed then, give it a little bit of a kick. But for now, here in April, it's going to have a 4-inch layer of eco mix applied to the top of the pot.